Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your friend Bet. My name is Jared, and I wanted to talk about the MCU. And I know that a lot of people seem to have a problem with the MCU, and I understand. I know most people, partially myself included, think that the MCU fell off at Endgame. And I'm not going to disagree with that either. I think the quality of the films, not so much the films, I guess, yeah, the films, but the overarching story kind of falls off, yeah, at the end of Endgame, so much that you can call it the end of the MCU. And it could be. Like, you don't have to watch any more after that point. And so a couple years ago, it was like, dang, like almost 4 years ago, maybe three. Either way, I used to do tree cutting, and I was throwing some wood rounds and in a big dumpster, and one bounced back and landed on my foot, and it broke my foot, even through my steel toe boots. And so I couldn't really walk for like a month. And at the time, I was rewatching MCU from the beginning, from Iron Man, on my phone on my lunch break, and just kind of working my way through it that way. And then once I broke my foot, I was just home. And so I just was like, cool, now I could just watch these movies. And so that was leading up to Far From Home. And at that time, I had pretty much, right before Far From Home came out, I had caught up with everything available MCU. And after that, I don't know if it was before or after, but I did watch like everything possible MCU at the point. I think it was like What If, WandaVision, and I think like Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Loki were out at that point. I don't quite remember. It's kind of a blur. But after Far From Home, or No Way Home? No Way Home. No Way Home. Yeah, No Way. That's the third one. The third Spider-Man movie. I started like really kind of getting into channels like Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, John Delarose, and I started to kind of believe everything these guys were telling me. Everything is woke trash, and I missed a bunch of movies. And so, as much as I liked the first Doctor Strange movie and I loved the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, I didn't see Multiverse of Madness, even though I had planned to. And then, even though I had watched the Thor Ragnarok, I was like, oh yeah, the Thor Love and Thunder probably looks pretty funny. And missed it. I just watched it today, and I really enjoyed Thor Love and Thunder. I thought it was a whole lot of fun. I kind of been so what I've been doing. I've mentioned it before on the channel that I've been having some heart problems, and I'm basically on medical leave until further notice. So I've been going back, and I don't watch those channels anymore, any Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker, John Delarose, any of that stuff. I just kind of unsubscribed and carried on with my life and just enjoy things, because what I noticed is that even things that were I saw and I liked, they were saying that they were terrible. And I was like, and I really caught on at Alien Romulus, because I didn't watch any reviews of it, because I just wanted to go into it blind. I was like, okay, yeah, it's like a space monster. That's pretty much like, I liked Alien 1 and Alien 2 as a kid, and I hadn't seen any other Alien movies since then. And so I just was like, yeah, I want to go see a movie, and the Alien movies out, and it should be cool. And I took my like cowboy friend who shoes horses for a living. He's like, I'm not really into science fiction. And I was like, whatever, Russ, let's just go watch the monster movie. And we watched it and we liked it and it grossed us out and it scared us. And we left like giggling like kids going, man, that was crazy. I can't. And he's like, I can't believe you brought me to something like this. But my friend who was a cowboy or is a cowboy, he enjoyed the science fiction. And so when all these guys on YouTube were saying that these movies were terrible, I was like, what else was possibly good? And I've been watching your boy Zach since like he had like 1,000 subs. And he started kind of going on about them, calling them the birthday party clowns. And I was like, he's not really wrong. Like, and I started just like, I listen to him every day as well as like Perch. They're kind of like my talk radio. And I was like, yeah, these guys are dipshits. Like, because I watch other movie critics like Chris Stuckman and John James or whatever that guy, the guy who always has a leather jacket with a red background. I watch him and I watch a handful of other ones. And a lot of these other guys are like, who are like credible movie critics on YouTube. They're saying they're okay, but then like channels who say everything sucks, like they don't like anything. And so I was like, And so I just started going back while I was on medical leave, or while I'm on medical leave. I've been going back and watching the MCU stuff that I have missed. And I kind of went out of order. I wanted to see the Guardians of the Galaxy movies because I'm excited for the Superman movie that's coming out. So I watched the holiday special and Volume 3 in one day. And then I went back and I watched Multiverse of Madness. And I really liked Multiverse of Madness. That was killer. That kicked ass. And I started watching the I Am Groot cartoons. Really cute. It's funny. I like it. And I'm scrolling through Disney Plus right now. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like the Marvels, but I'll probably watch it. But because I didn't like the first one, but it's worth a shot. But I had watched up to like Hawkeye before I stopped. So I'm curious about Moon Knight. I'm not sure. But I'm kind of doing all the movies right now. And so I've done Thor. I've done, what's it called? Doctor Strange. And I've done the Guardians ones. And so all I really have left is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania, and then I have the Marvels. And I've watched Deadpool and Wolverine. That was a whole lot of fun. I think this kind of started with me watching the MCU stuff because I saw the commercial for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And I did a video of it. I did a review of it where I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give the first 2 episodes a try. And watching the first 2 episodes pretty much turned into me watching the entire season in one sitting. And I don't binge things ever. I actually watch movies like an hour at a time. And so I guess what this video is me saying, like, I agree that the MCU hasn't been as good as it was it hasn't been as good as it was Endgame and back. However, I really enjoy everything I've seen still so far. So just to scroll through the multiverse saga on Disney Plus. WandaVision, fun show. Falcon Winter Soldier, I loved that show. That show was awesome. First season of Loki, fantastic. Black Widow should have been before Endgame. I watched the first season of What If. That was hella fun, and I liked the animation. Shang-Chi, I didn't like the first time, but I actually watched it while I was in the hospital recently, recovering from a heart surgery, and I was like, man, this movie freaking rocks. I want to own it on physical. Eternals, I could do without. Hawkeye was really good, and I'm probably gonna rewatch it again like this Christmas year. Moon Knight, I haven't seen. Doctor Strange 2, awesome. That was totally fun. Miss Marvel, I haven't watched, but I'm curious because I liked the first graphic novel of Miss Marvel. Love and Thunder, I watched today. Fantastic. A lot of fun. I laughed a lot, and I went in there knowing that it was going to be a goofy rom com with superpowers, and that's what I got. I Am Groot. I'm watching it here and there. Very cute and adorable, and I like it. She Hulk. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch, but I probably will. Werewolf by Night, haven't seen it. Wakanda Forever is I'm going to watch next. Holiday Special of Guardians of the Galaxy, amazing. I'll probably watch that also during Christmas time. Haven't seen Quantumania, I'm going to watch it. Guardians 3, I cried. It's good. Secret Invasion, I don't know what the hell's... I heard that show's terrible, but I've heard a lot of things that were terrible, so I'm curious. The Marvels, I'll see how I feel about Miss Marvel, the TV show, and then watch it. Echo, I don't know anything about Echo other than she's in the Bendis run, and I am going to read the Bendis run here in the near future, so I don't know. I'll probably watch it. X-Men 97, haven't watched it, but I hear great things from people I trust. Deadpool Wolverine, fantastic movie, hella fun. Agatha Agatha All Along. I loved WandaVision, and I heard even the Birthday Party Clown said the show was good, so that's interesting. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, up there with the best animated Spider-Man shows like the 90s and Spectacular. Daredevil Born Again, my fiance and I are going through season 2 right now, so we'll get there. And then Cap Brave New World, I'm really excited to see. I thought the commercials looked really cool, so that's my take. So yes, the MCU is not as good as it was, but I feel like it was in a lull period, and Thunderbolts looks incredible to me. And Fantastic Four looks really cool. And so I feel like Marvel is back on the up and up. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the next Marvels. So those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.